Due to a viral outbreak, a bus convoy evacuates people from the cities to take them to a quarantine zone called Harmony. The convoy suddenly stops before reaching the gate, and a soldier gets off a bus to investigate. After a few minutes, an officer who stayed behind tries to communicate with the soldier, but receives no response. He decides to follow him, but shortly after leaving, the soldier appears and bites him on the neck. The infected soldier enters the bus, and Jack and Patrick immediately push him out. When the infected soldier disappears, Jack decides to go out to grab a weapon from the dead officer. As Jack tries to retrieve the weapon, the dead soldier suddenly comes back to life and attacks him. Jack manages to shoot the zombie, but sees more infected soldiers approaching, so he hides under the bus while Patrick tries to close the door. The people inside the bus begin to panic and try to escape through the back. Zombies soon enter the bus through the door and windows, biting everyone they can catch. Patrick tries to reach his wife Emma, but is pushed out of the bus when a zombie lunges at him. Patrick bashes the zombie's head against the bus until it falls dead. Not far away, Emma holds her baby tightly while remaining hidden from the zombies. She gets into a jeep, thinking she is safe, but soon a zombie appears and grabs her, as she tries to fight off the infected man. Another zombie appears and attempts to break the windshield to reach her. Fortunately, Jack arrives and kills the zombies. Emma is terrified when she sees blood on her baby, but Jack and Patrick don't see any wounds on him. They soon discover that the blood is from Emma, who has been bitten on the arm. 9 years later, Patrick wanders through the desolate, cold city in search of food. After shooting a horse, he loads the carcass onto his snowmobile and takes it back home peacefully. Lou watches Patrick from the window of the next house and tells Jack that he killed another animal. While Patrick cooks the horse meat next door, Jack opens a can of beans and finds fungi inside. Fortunately, he finds another can free of contamination. That night, Patrick tries to communicate with other survivors over the radio, but no one responds, so he just talks to himself, pretending he has a guest. Later, he uses his binoculars to watch Jack put Lou to bed and say goodnight, wishing she could hear him. When Jack wakes up in the morning, he immediately looks for Lou in bed, only to find she is no longer there. He rushes to the kitchen and reprimands the child for getting down without telling him. As Lou tries to prepare breakfast, she explains that she didn't want to wake him, but Jack argues that there are rules she must follow. When Jack gives her a cookie, Lou hides it in her pocket and asks for another. Next door, Patrick wakes up to the sound of his dog barking, so he opens the door to let him out. Lou approaches the dog at the fence and feeds him a cookie. When the dog runs to another part of the fence, Lou discovers that he has managed to dig a hole that would allow him to pass through. Later that day, Jack teaches Lou to multiply without counting on her fingers. Afterward, he goes outside to shoot at empty cans while Lou plays with her dolls. Lou asks if she can try shooting, but he refuses to let her hold a gun. Lou complains that she is too old to be playing with dolls, so she asks Jack to play with her. While he enjoys his time with Lou, Jack sees Patrick returning from a supply run, but does not greet him. That night, Jack gives Lou a gift box containing her mother's belongings, so she asks what the occasion is. Before he can tell her, Lou hears birthday music playing on Patrick's PA system and assumes it is her birthday. Patrick baked a cake for Lou, but cannot take it to her because of his feud with Jack, so he lets the dog eat it. Meanwhile, Lou asks Jack what birthday parties were like before the end of humanity. Jack says there were other children at the parties, but Lou doubts him because she has never seen other kids in her life. Lou notes that she cannot even remember having seen her mother, so Jack points out that she just cannot recall because she was too young. Lou then asks if zombies really exist, and Jack explains that they once did, but died from the cold. Lou manages to sleep peacefully later that night, but Jack remains awake due to the loud music playing from Patrick's speakers. Later, Lou wakes up from a nightmare. When she hears the dog barking, she looks out the window and sees a pale zombie outside the fence. In the morning, Jack finds Lou hiding under the bed and refusing to come out. When he joins her under the bed, Lou reveals that she saw a monster the night before. Jack thinks she just had a nightmare, but Lou explains that she saw the zombie after waking up. Jack still does not believe Lou and assures her that all the zombies died because of the cold weather. Later that day, Lou places a stuffed toy near the hole in the fence, hoping that this will keep monsters from coming in. When Patrick sees Lou at the fence, he realizes she must be the one feeding cookies to his dog and warns her that her animal might get sick. Jack suddenly comes out of the house and tells Patrick to stay away from Lou and avoid talking to her. He then threatens to shoot his dog if it keeps barking, so Patrick tells him to be quiet. While breaking into a warehouse for supplies, Patrick recalls when he was there with Emma. When he made too much noise, Emma got nervous and told him to keep quiet because the zombies would get them. In response, Patrick asked her if she said the same thing to Jack when she cheated on him. Patrick sees a doll that Lou might like, so he grabs it off the shelf. As he continues to search the warehouse, he finds bloody animal remains on the ground. Minutes later, a growling zombie appears and chases him, so he and the dog quickly flee the warehouse. As they both exit, Patrick closes the door and locks it, leaving the zombie inside. When Patrick starts his snowmobile, the zombie bangs on the door trying to get out. On the way home, Patrick constantly looks back to see if the zombie is following him. While driving at high speed, Patrick collides after failing to see a fallen tree ahead. Meanwhile, Jack decides to teach Lou to shoot a gun. When Lou fires, she is knocked back by the recoil, but tells Jack she enjoyed doing it. The zombie soon catches up to Patrick while he is still on the ground. However, the zombie does not notice him, as it seems to be blind. The zombie runs away upon hearing a shot in the distance, so Patrick immediately gets on the snowmobile to chase the creature. Back at home, Jack sees a hare outside the fence, so he tries to shoot it. Just before he can pull the trigger, he hears a gunshot and sees Patrick approaching. After telling Jack to run back home, Patrick runs over the zombie with the snowmobile, but falls off. As Patrick tries to reach for his weapon, the zombie lunges at him. Lou tells Jack to shoot the monster, but Jack tells her to go inside and lock the gate. As Patrick struggles to avoid being bitten, Jack aims his gun at the zombie, but hesitates to pull the trigger. Soon, the zombie overpowers Patrick and bites him on the neck. The dog attacks the zombie, but the monstrous creature subdues the dog and bites its neck. The zombie flees when Patrick grabs his gun and shoots it. Jack runs back home, only to find Lou angry with him for not shooting the zombie before it killed the dog. Outside, Patrick cries for his dog and scolds it for trying to be a hero. When he gets home, he pours alcohol on his wound and tries to shoot himself. He fails and falls to the ground after recalling when Emma encouraged him to cut off his infected hand while Jack held her back. When Patrick regains consciousness, he hears someone trying to communicate over the radio. Patrick quickly responds and warns the man that the zombies are back. He observes that he is infected because he was bitten earlier that morning, but the man notes that he may not be turning into a zombie because a lot of time has passed. Patrick promises to go out to kill the zombie, but another voice interrupts and argues that the creature is not responsible for what happened to him. The voice then points out that his neighbor should have helped him. The next day, Jack locks the house, hoping that Patrick will turn into a zombie. However, Lou points out that Patrick was not infected and scolds Jack for not believing her when she told him about the monster she saw the night before. Jack tries to calm her down by giving her 2 cookies, but Lou reveals that the other one was for the dog. Lou then tells him that she wants to pick flowers for her mother outside without having to ask for permission. But Jack points out that this is not possible since the zombies are back. When Jack goes outside to pick some flowers, he finds a doll on the ground and realizes that Patrick picked it up for Lou. That day, the voice on the radio starts urging Patrick to kill Jack. When Patrick refuses, the voice criticizes him for feeling bad for Jack while he let Emma die. That night, Jack returns and tells Lou that he found only artificial flowers. Lou places half of the flowers in front of her mother's pictures. Then she goes out with a revolver and crawls through the hole in the fence to place the other half on the dog's grave. Jack immediately goes out when he sees her heading to the grave. As Lou puts the flowers through the fence, a zombie approaches her. Lou tries to shoot the creature, but it knocks the weapon out of her hands. Jack knocks the zombie down and punches it. When he stops, the zombie claws at his chest, so Jack continues to hit the zombie until it stops moving. While Jack takes care of Lou, Patrick appears and aims a gun at him but shoots the zombie behind Jack instead. That night, Jack doesn't find Lou in bed, so he goes outside to look for her. A zombie suddenly lunges at him but is stuck to the ground and has had its arms cut off. Patrick appears and reveals that the zombies seem to be evolving because they can seal their wounds and have tough skin to withstand the cold. However, Patrick observes that they have a fighting chance because the zombies are no longer contagious and have become blind. When Lou comes out of Patrick's house, Jack immediately takes her home. Later, Lou contacts Patrick over the walkie-talkie and invites him to dinner with them the following night, and Patrick happily tells her he will come. Patrick immediately shaves and cuts his hair to prepare for dinner. The next night, Patrick arrives, bringing meat for Jack and Lou. Jack returns the doll to Patrick so he can give it to Lou in person. When Lou comes down, she is surprised to see how different Patrick looks without his beard and long hair. During the meal, Lou plays with the smiling doll and asks Patrick how he knew she wanted that kind of toy. Patrick notes that he just thought she might like it because he did when he was a kid. When Patrick tells her what he used to do when he was young, Lou observes that he is lucky because he could play with other children and laments that she can only play with dolls. After Lou falls asleep, Patrick reveals that he plans to fix the truck so they can leave, but Jack intends to stay despite Patrick's warning that more zombies will come. Patrick asserts that Jack has been so focused on surviving that he has forgotten how to live. Jack responds by asking Patrick why he hasn't left yet. Then Patrick looks at Lou to imply that he is staying because of her. After Patrick goes home, Jack sits beside Lou and recalls Emma's death. That day, he found Patrick drunk on the floor while the baby cried in the crib. When Patrick asked about Emma, Jack struck him in anger and told him he had left her to die. Jack then took the baby and told Patrick that he was no longer Lou's father. That night, Lou wakes up from a nightmare. Jack thinks she dreamed about monsters, but Lou reveals that Jack died in her dream, and she was left alone. The next morning, Jack and Lou decide to leave the house and go with Patrick. The trio soon leaves Harmony and stops at the warehouse to pick up some supplies. When Patrick steps out of the truck, he remembers the day he left Emma alone outside the warehouse to get drunk because he was jealous of Jack. While Emma cried inside the truck, zombies arrived and attacked her. After picking up some supplies, the trio returns to the truck but sees a woman in the distance. As Patrick approaches her, the woman becomes hysterical, so he restrains her until she calms down. Instead of continuing their journey, the three take the woman back home. When the woman wakes up that night, she tells the trio that she and her family locked themselves in their house during the outbreak. After a year, they decided to head north and lived with other survivors. The woman reveals that she met a guy and became pregnant, but the man never had the chance to know he would become a father. She recounts that they joined a convoy to reach a valley, but all died in a zombie attack except for her. The woman suddenly hears the chained zombie howling, so she grabs a gun and runs outside to shoot it. She then warns Patrick that it's their way of calling each other. Not long after, they hear other zombies howling in the distance, so they immediately lock the house and grab their weapons. When the zombies arrive, Jack puts Lou in the basement and tells her to avoid making noise. As Lou wanders around, she encounters a zombie, but avoids being detected by staying quiet. Soon, other creatures begin to invade the house. A zombie goes after Jack upstairs, so he runs into a room but drops his weapon while struggling to keep the creature out. In the basement, Lou places her doll inside a chest and knocks a lantern over it to make noise. The creature jumps into the chest due to the sound, so Lou immediately closes it and locks the zombie inside. When Jack sees another zombie trying to enter through the window, he grabs his gun and shoots the creature through the door. He tries to shoot the other creature but runs out of ammo, so he stays quiet to avoid catching its attention. While Patrick struggles with a zombie downstairs, the woman plays loud music to overload the creature's keen hearing. Lou soon comes out of the basement and tells Patrick there is a monster down there, so Patrick tells her to stay in the room where she keeps her radio. While Patrick and the others deal with the zombies, Lou hears a woman trying to communicate with them. When the generator runs out of fuel, the music stops, and the group realizes they don't have enough ammunition. Lou notices that the woman on the radio told her to go to Spring Falls before the power ran out. As the creatures begin to invade the house, Patrick tells Jack that he will attract the zombies to allow them to escape. After kissing Lou goodbye, he lights a flare and takes Jack's shotgun. As he exits, Patrick shoots the zombies in his path while shouting to attract the attention of the other creatures. When Jack and the others reach the truck, Patrick runs toward the barrels of gasoline. When a monster attacks him, Patrick ignites the gasoline flowing from the barrel, killing himself and the zombies in the explosion. After leaving Harmony, Jack, Lou, and the woman stop by the roadside to watch the sunrise.